Deus, nos salutaris nostre, Domini ex Deus, Deus, Deus noster, Domini ex noster, Angeli, Deurem Domino Majestatis, Lavemus, Soleremus, Gloria, Alleluia, Benedicite, ex noster, Alleluia,
Hey, how's everybody doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. So today I'm going to drop an absolute truth nuke on you guys. You guys are going to be extremely red-pilled on the St. Thomas and the Immaculate Conception question. Now, for a lot of you who haven't been ancient listeners of the channel, you guys haven't been here from the beginning. You will perhaps be surprised by me stating that I think that St. Thomas actually taught at least something that is consistent with the Immaculate Conception throughout his entire life. There's kind of three opinions on this, and I'll go into it. If you want to see all the videos that I did, if you look up kind of Immaculate Conception, scholastic answers, you'll find a billion videos. I did about 7-8 videos on Patreon too, so become a patron. I mean, that's the type of stuff you get on Patreon. I mean, it seems worth it to me. $5 a month, you get all the videos. $10 a month, you not only get all the videos, but you also get all of my articles on the Summa. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. So you should become a patron at patreon.com/MilitanThomas. That's all I'm saying. You should do it. You should just do it. You should just do it. Anyways, there's kind of three opinions on this question. So there's one opinion which kind of comes from Capriolus and Torquemada, who were two 15th century, 15th century Thomists. And this is followed by Cajetan. And this is the opinion that St. Thomas just denied the Immaculate Conception. And this is the opinion that most people intuitively are taught. They intuitively, when they read Tertia Pars question 27, where St. Thomas discusses Mariology, and they read what he says about the sanctification of the Blessed Virgin, they're like, oh yeah, St. Thomas, he denied the Immaculate Conception. And I mean, this is, a view that one would be able to hold. Obviously not denigrating from the honor and the authority of St. Thomas, because at that time it wasn't a dogma and so on and so forth. This is how people also read St. Bernard of Clairvaux. They read St. Albertus Magnus. They read St. Bonaventure this way. But there's really a second very important historic position that was actually taken up relatively early. I mean, there's at the Council of Basel, there's theologians there who took this opinion. And this opinion is that St. Thomas actually did teach the Immaculate Conception. And there's even Franciscan supporters of this position because they wanted to obviously support St. Bernard of Clairvaux and St. Bonaventure. And they said that those two figures, that they were condemning something else than the eventual Franciscan articulation of the Immaculate Conception, which is slightly different than the Dominican articulation of the Immaculate Conception on something called the debt of original sin, which is basically conceded by most of the Jesuits following Suarez and all of the Dominicans that I know of. I'm not too familiar with the Augustinian school or any of the other schools. I just know for them. Okay, so and then there's the third interpretation is by Edouard Hugon, who's one of my favorite Thomists in the early 20th century. His opinion was that basically there were kind of three stages in St. Thomas's life. In his early life, he stated that the Immaculate Conception was true. He wavered and doubted in the Summa and in the Compendium Theologiae. And then finally, in the his commentary on the Ave Maria, he switched back to his original opinion. So that all being said, what new is there to add? Because it seems like I've kind of covered all of our grounds on this question. Wait, what? I can hear Israeli music playing. Okay, I'm gonna keep up on the chat. I promise, guys. Maybe this video will finally make Turks and fans saved. I doubt it. I have not read his paper on this. What? Okay, let me search. I need all this new material on the Immaculate Conception and St. Thomas. I've read everything that I can come by. Oh, okay. His paper on St. Thomas affirming it. Okay, good. I will definitely. Okay, here we go. It's the Dominicana Journal. Oh, Terence Quinn. Okay, it's somebody else. Anyways, he's probably following a famous late 19th century Thomist named Norbert del Prado. He wrote a very long book after Ineffabilis Deus, and actually shows the direct intention of a lot of the authors of Ineffabilis Deus was not to condemn the traditional Thomistic opinion. Whether you want to say the traditional Thomistic opinion following John of St. Thomas is actually the teaching of St. Thomas or not, you could argue and say, oh, it isn't. The traditional way in which the Dominicans interpret St. Thomas is within the bounds of orthodoxy, without question. Okay. Yes, but I will definitely check that out for sure. Okay, so there are 3 instances of this, of actually pro-Immaculate Conception texts in St. Thomas that were removed from St. Thomas's works. And the first 2 are pretty certain. The third one, it's maybe, but I like to throw the third one in for fun, because I've always read everybody. Well, a lot of people who are up on this question obviously know about the sermon on the Ave Maria. So in the midst of the sermon on the Ave Maria, St. Thomas, he has an interesting comment that he makes. And this is a textual critical problem that has been argued all the way back actually to the Council of Basel. Torquemada famously said, "Oh, this is just a forgery," but the text history does not support this. So I'm actually the one who influenced this note on Aquinas.cc, interestingly enough. So if you study the manuscripts, the majority of the manuscripts, all the extrinsic evidence as well, is in complete support of this reading. And you can read this article by Rossi if you're super interested. And he actually takes pictures of all of the original manuscripts and stuff. It's really cool. But this is the famous Nec Originale. So St. Thomas says, "Third, the Blessed Virgin exceeds the angels in purity. She's not only pure, but she obtains purity for others. She is purity itself, wholly lacking in every guilt of sin, for she never incurred either original or mortal or venial sin. So too, she was free from the penalties of sin. Sinful man, on the contrary, incurs a threefold curse on the account of sin." So, and then also talks about, the immunity, blah, 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 goes on, talks about other stuff. But what's really important here is this Nec Originale right here, the neither original. So, as I said, vast majority of manuscripts support this. Extrinsic evidence supports this. If you guys want to get into all the fun text critical, blah, blah, blah stuff, you can go read Rossi. But basically, if you think about it, an important part of textual criticism is you're trying to think, if you have 2 readings, one of those readings is made up. From the forefront, one of those readings is made up. So you have to ask yourself, okay, well, could there be there's a few different things that can happen, like an omission that accidentally happens, when scribes just make human mistakes, or somebody could intentionally corrupt the text. So you have to ask yourself, would Nec Originale be somehow just randomly added? Not likely. Could it be randomly omitted? I mean, look at this: Nec Originale, Nec Mortale, Nec Veniale. Perhaps it's accidentally not added, because scribes might skip all the neck. It might be something that you skip over. So that's reasonable, to have that narrative. but the opposite narrative of you just accidentally add in the Neca Regionale, that doesn't make sense. So really the question is, okay, let's pretend this is intentional now. Now, would it, if you're thinking about this, the commentary on the angelic salutation, that is probably being promulgated, because we know by the time of the Council of Basel that there is this discrepancy among some manuscripts. So the question is, okay, in these Dominican monasteries of the time, would it be more likely for a Dominican to remove this or to add this? That's the question. And it seems like from the status of a lot of the Dominicans who are at this time seeing themselves in a kind of opposition to the Franciscans, that it makes more sense that a Dominican would want to remove something like that than want to add something like that. So that this is called reasoning from extrinsic evidence. Although we don't really need to do this since the manuscript evidence is already clear. What else was I going to say? I can't remember what my other point was going to be about extrinsic evidence, but basically it's almost completely certain that this Neca Regionale was actually something original to St. Thomas. You know, this was something that he himself wrote. Oh yeah, also I meant to say, when you also have to ask yourself, not only from the status of the individual who were the scribes, asking yourself, okay, would they add it? Would they take away? You know, so on and so forth. You also have to ask yourself, the context of the passage. Because oftentimes scribes, you know, innocently, so maybe it wasn't malicious, innocently, they may see something in a text and just assume that it's a corruption. Back then, that was something really frequent. That was something really common. So they would see, okay, Neca Regionale, they themselves might be assuming, okay, St. Thomas doesn't teach the Immaculate Conception, so this was probably added in. So I'm just going to take it away. Or maybe from context, you know, they're looking up and they're seeing in context. Earlier here, it seems like St. Thomas is denying the Immaculate Conception. I can't find. Yeah, it talks about she was cleansed in the womb from original sin. Like, okay, she was cleansed in the womb from original sin, but here it's saying that she had she didn't have original sin. Okay, well, this seems to be a contradiction. So obviously, I'm just going to remove that one because, you know, that was a mistake. This is how you have to kind of get in the mind of a medieval scribe and think, okay, what is a more likely thing that's going to occur? It's very improbable from extrinsic evidence alone that this would be something added in. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all that this would be added in. Really, the only from intrinsic evidence of the manuscripts, extrinsic evidence of the way in which the scribes and the context works, there's nothing in the favor of the theory that this is an addition. And this is why, this is why Rossi concluded what he concluded. Although he goes off more so of manuscript evidence than extrinsic evidence. So that's the first one. A lot of people know about this, so I will not just continue on with it. And by the way, I will, if you guys have any questions, I will answer them. Although right now, you know, it doesn't seem like you guys are asking too many questions. But I will stick around and answer if you guys have any. Okay, the next one is from the commentary on Galatians. And actually, what tipped me off to this were the Vives. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Vives. It's a famous group of editors from the 19th and 20th century. They did an edition of Suarez's works, if I'm remembering correctly. They didn't do an edition of St. Thomas's or Scotus or Bonaventure. That was the Corecci and then the Editio Leonina. But there was a lot of different works which came out of the Vives editors. And they actually did a edition of Billoart's Summa Summae. So what tipped me off to this is I was reading this, and they actually added in a brief article on St. Thomas and the Immaculate Conception. And these are very good editors. These aren't, this isn't the speculation of a non-historian, or this isn't, the rigid neo-scholastic, whatever, ahistorical, blah, blah, blah. You whatever caricature you want to make. These are good editors, critical editors, who are very good. They're not, non-historians at all. So these are editors' notes. And they actually tipped me off to these two other instances of basically the same thing happening in St. Thomas's works. And to be honest, these are just two instances that we know about. And this is very important to highlight because these two instances are both from St. Thomas's commentaries. Now, when you look at something like St. Thomas's commentary on Lombard sentences, or like De Ante Essentia, or the Summa, or the Compendium Theologiae, these works were very widely promulgated. So what this means is we have a lot of different manuscripts of them, and it's very easy for us to do text criticism because we just have so much. Now, with other works of St. Thomas, such as his commentaries, not so much. So it's a bit harder to work off of internal evidence on this, and a lot of it is reliant on external evidence. And there might be variant readings actually which have been completely destroyed because we've seen it, once. We've seen it. We're going to see twice, and perhaps a third time. But there is possibly other variant readings like this which were lost, where pro Immaculate Conception texts are just being removed from the works of St. Thomas due to some sort of antecedent prejudice on the part of the editors. It happens. And by the way, these variants are actually noted by the Editio Leonina. Memory serves me right, it's the Editio Leonina, one of the 19th century editions. I think it's the Editio Leonina. But they say, well, we don't think it's real. It's basically the reasoning they give. Like, yeah, we don't think it's real. It's not really, the type of hard hitting and comprehensive treatment of the question that is necessary. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so the second one is in a commentary on Galatians, and this one actually has a very interesting history. So there were printed all of the first printed editions for decades of St. Thomas's works in multiple different places. All of these printed editions in the commentary on Galatians had an addition right here at the end. It says right here, I have found, okay, so this is quoting Ecclesiastes. One man among 1,000 I have found, namely Christ, who has been without any sin. A woman among them all I have not found, who would be entirely immune from all sin, at least original venial. Okay, so this right here, actually, all of the first editions have an addition right here. And it says, the purest and most praiseworthy Virgin Mary is accepted, who is free from sin, both original and venial. So there's another like nec originale section sort of thing going in here right at the end of this passage here in the commentary on Galatians. It's very, very interesting. All the first editions had this. Old manuscript evidence have this. And the first place not to have this was Jacobus Albertus Castrenis. I'm just going to put it on the screen. I can't pronounce all of these names. Okay, there we go. This is how you pronounce his name. But he was an editor in the 1540s. He came out with an edition which was completely novel. Other 16th century editions didn't have this. And basically, he removed it. He was a theologian who was against the Immaculate Conception. He just removed this text and said, oh, it's spurious because we know that St. Thomas, this is all their reasoning. Oh, we already know that St. Thomas denied the Immaculate Conception, so obviously it's fake. Like, okay, dude. Like, I could point to these texts and say, well, St. Thomas affirmed the Immaculate Conception, so I'm just going to remove all the other texts I don't like. Okay. It's from an antecedent prejudice, not good editorial sort of practices going on here. So he removed it. None of the other manuscripts or editions before him have it. And then in 1590, there was the famous Antwerp edition, which basically all later editions of the works of St. Thomas kind of take as a model. And in the Antwerp edition, the editor, Remigius Florentinus, there we go, Remigius Florentinus, who I'll put up. The editor of that actually just took our good friend Jacobus took his reading and said, "Well, must I don't know why my voice broke there. Must be real. Must be real, guys. Must be real." There you go. That's how you pronounce. That's how you spell his name right there on screen. So that's the second instance. I mean, completely taken out for completely prejudicial reasons, not at all from a scientific study of the matter. And then the third one, I was debating whether to include the third one because the the third one is definitely not as clear, but I just find this funny. I mean, this is possibly like we can't just throw this away. This would need to be, a larger study of the manuscript tradition and things like that. But this third one is from his commentary on Romans, and when basically there was a discovery, very old discovery during the pontificate of Urban VIII, when the priests were going through the library of Cardinal Sforza. I'll put that on screen as well. He was a 15th century cardinal. So this is a this actually probably originates from near the time of Council of Basel. I don't know. It was an old manuscripts, and they didn't really put other dating on it besides that it was found in the Library of Sforza, which means it's at least late 15th century. If you want to put it kind of in that time frame. But I mean, I guess could technically be early 16th century. But anyways, you guys don't care about that. When St. Thomas is discussing Romans 5, there is an addition where he comments on "in whom all have sinned." And he states, "The most blessed Virgin alone is accepted, who contracted no stain of original sin." So that's what stated on commentary on Romans 5. And, take that for whatever you may. This is just a single instance. So obviously it's weaker than the Galatians example or the example from the angelic salutation. So take that for what you will. Kind of would depend on the aging of the manuscript and stuff like that, how seriously we would take it, and also the amount of other manuscripts of the commentary on Romans. It depends on a lot of different things, how seriously you would take it. But for whatever you think, Urban VIII thought it was real. So that's Pope Urban VIII thought it was real. He said that this is, in my mind, the proper interpretation of St. Thomas's work. So Urban VIII actually took the traditional Dominican position on how to read St. Thomas on the Immaculate Conception. Okay, so that's all I have. I'm gonna check to see if there's any questions in the chat before I go. I wouldn't want to leave you guys without any answers to your questions. Wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, what should I talk about tomorrow morning? Said the development of scholasticism, perhaps. I've not read his paper, which I still need to go and find and read because it seems very interesting. Because a lot of people now, they just uncritically think that the view which is taken by the Dominicans is just wrong. I mean, they have no reason for this. They don't have any reason for taking this except a weird reading of Tertia Pars that they read once. Okay. I don't know. Shoo. Out. Women, am I right? I'm trolling, guys. I'm trolling, okay? Okay, I'm trolling. I'm messing around. Okay, I'm messing around. Don't worry. Okay. I'm wondering if you've seen the Lion Den's video response to Rum Schismatic. If you may talk about their critique of our saints' writings. Lion Den, Rum Schismatic? What the frick? What is this? What are you guys watching? I've never heard of these guys. You guys watch some interesting people. Okay, Rum Schismatic. I don't see any Rum Schismatic. Is the SSPX Schismatic? Michael Lofton. I don't see any of this. The Lion's Den. The Lion's Den. Okay. It's like 2,000 subscribe. Rum Schismatic. I have no idea. I don't see any rum schismatic. Oh, this is Daniel Kakesh. Kakesh. I've never heard his name pronounced. So, oh, I don't know who the rum schismatic is though. Yeah, but I know Daniel is. I don't see rum schismatic stuff though, bro. Okay. Yeah, Unionist Initiative knows more about that than I do. Okay, how do you respond to Protestants who argue that significant East-West differences papacy undermine the reliability of tradition as infallible divine revelation compared to Scripture? Um, I mean, this would really just be more about the reliability of the, you know, human institutions of the magisterium than it would be about tradition as infallible divine revelation. Okay. Yeah, yeah, even as Unionist Initiative points out, both the filioque and papacy were accepted to a greater degree in the past than post schism. Yeah, I mean, post Florence, I guess you would say, would be the issue. But even this, it would be this is kind of similar to the question, I guess, if you put it like this. Oh, if hallucinations exist, how do you know that you're not having a hallucination right now? Well, we know the ways in which hallucinations work, so we can go and determine, okay, am I having a hallucination right now? We can reflect, okay, is my experience in line with hallucination? Do you get what I'm kind of saying? Or you could say, okay, well, my senses deceive me sometimes, so my senses aren't reliable. Well, it's like, okay, well, we can know when the senses are deceiving. Like there are certain rules that we could establish of properly analyzing what our senses give us. And then from this, we can be sure not to draw forth hasty conclusions. It's something like this. Same idea is we can understand the role of the human well, the human aspects to the magisterium, and we can discern where this can have failings and determine where there's not going to be a reliability to it. That's perfectly possible. And therefore, when there are bishops passing down falsehood or even patriarchs passing down falsehood, we can determine whether they are, from some other, reason passing this down rather than uh, the purity of apostolic tradition. Okay, Stormin, and I'm watching Wagner. What does that mean? Good morning, so true. Okay, America's the Filipinos. What the world? Doo. Okay, did the Franciscans historically concede St. Thomas to the Dominicans, like in a SCOTUS movie, or do they also try to vindicate him? No. So what you have to realize is there are three doctors of the Franciscan order. So just like for the Augustinians, they have Aegidius Romanus and St. Thomas, and they did have Thomas of Strasbourg at one point, but he was obviously, booted. And then the Trinitarians, they have St. Thomas. I think they also have Aegidius, actually, now that I think about it, if I'm remembering correctly. Or what else was I thinking about? Oh, yeah, the Jesuits, they have St. Thomas and St. Robert Bellarmine, and kind of like quasi practically Suarez. And then the Franciscans, they have three. So they have Alexander of Hales, they have St. Bonaventure, and they have Blessed Scotus. So the issue is, and ironically, this is actually when you read Blessed Scotus, this is how we read the Church Fathers, this is how we read St. Augustine. With the Franciscans, Alexander of Hales and St. Bonaventure speak in basically the same way as Albertus Magnus, St. Thomas, St. Bernard of Clairvaux. So, in order to vindicate, if they wanted to do this thing where they were to attack St. Thomas, then they were kind of in a difficult place because they would be attacking two of their doctors. You know what I'm saying? So there were very many Franciscans. I've quoted them before on Twitter, but there were very many Franciscans who just kind of decided to go out and defend St. Thomas because it's not like the Franciscans hated St. Thomas. They called him the angelic doctor, the common doctor. They recognized the great degree of honor that the church had bestowed upon St. Thomas. It wasn't like they just hated St. Thomas. The Franciscans, I mean, not all theologians, but most of them just weren't like that. So yeah, there was actually a degree of filial piety, especially for their own doctors, that pushed them to support the type of reading that like a John of St. Thomas would have of St. Thomas. Good question, dude. I've always wanted to have Gideon on, but he's Pacific Standard Time, so like the Saturday morning stream would be like way early in the morning for him. Okay. Oh, I didn't know you were Protestant. Hegel. No, nobody reads Hegel. Uh, my computer's about to be bricked. What do you mean? Wagner, are you outside right now? Are you going to do any work on the Immaculate Conception? Um, Probably not. I mean, that's not really Mariology has never really been a strong wheelhouse for me. The only interested topic that I'm in that I'm interested in is um, the issue of St. Thomas and the Immaculate Conception. Okay. Can you explain the effects of the debt of original sin? All we mean by the debt of original sin is the necessity of contracting by having what are called the tenders of sin, which is a certain habitual disorder of the concupiscible, the lower appetites. So we would say, okay, the flesh that was before, whether you want to say in time, if you hold to a delayed view of conception, if you hold to immediate conception in order of nature, you have this flesh, and the flesh has in a sensitive faculties some sort of habitual disorder that when the soul comes in, because obviously original sin is not coming from like the soul, because it's immediately created by God. So you have the flesh, soul joined together, and this creates the person. So you have the person of the Blessed Virgin is one joined together, and that having that habitual disorder means that there is a sort of debt, or really we call it a necessity to contract original sin. So unless there was some sort of extraordinary grace given, there would be the privation of original justice, and then that disorder would become complete, and then that person would be said to have original sin. So that's all we mean by the debt of original sin is there was the infusion of the soul that happened, then the person was constituted, and there's that natural order between the person being constituted and possessing the debt of original sin, and the next moment where the privation of original justice happens. And we would say, okay, between those two natural moments, again, there's not like a time span between them. Between those two natural moments, there was the extraordinary grace that was given to the Blessed Virgin to where she did not incur actual original sin, which is weird because the whole point of saying that St. Thomas actually didn't deny it, the Immaculate Conception, is to actually point to this distinction and say, well, when you look throughout the works of St. Thomas, he just calls both of them original sin. So you have to justify from context which one he's talking about. And in Tertia Pars, question 27, he's actually talking about the debt, which, when you look at context, I think it's quite clear that he's actually talking about the debt. Okay, but thank you. Really been enjoying the Distinguo stuff. Okay, I will go back up to but I have a super chat right now, so I need to go. Ian from Discord, I realized I never paid you the money for giving me an extra tutoring session 2 months ago. So here's the money with juice interest. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, Wagner, is it true that the Spanish theologian Andreas de Vega said that Mary had the beatific vision before she died? Um, it wouldn't surprise me. There's a lot of interesting positions that are taken up by certain spiritual authors. But Andreas de Vega, he's interesting because he wrote a huge response to Chemnitz, if I remember correctly. He wrote a response to his examination of the Council of Trent, which was unfortunately never finished. Um, is that a viable position? I don't think so. Distinguo W. Thank you. Thank you. Bro, I'm getting married today, fellas. Pray for us. Sorry, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Congratulations. Congratulations. I will keep you in my intentions on Sunday during Mass. Twitter SCOTUS or Rep. Rick, come on, man. We can't say that. Can't say that. Yeah, we need the chastise Astro for his extreme anti-SCOTUsm. I'm nice to the SCOTUS. I'm nice to them. Does Aquinas somewhere try to prove the inspiration of the Bible? What do you mean? Does he try to prove the inspiration of the Bible? If you read, it would be his sections on the motives of credibility, like from his prologue to Summa Contra Gentiles. Well, his prologue meaning chapters 1 through 7 or 1 through 9. I can't remember off the top of my head. What is your opinion on bald people? Father Capps put the theory that it was St. Thomas's Tertia Pars translated into Greek and misunderstood is why, ironically, the Orthodox developed the view to reject rather than affirm the Immaculate Conception. Yeah, it was revealed to me in a dream. that's the extent of it. It was revealed to me in the dream. Actually, guys, the based Gregory Palamas affirmed the Immaculate Conception was actually the mean Thomists who destroyed belief in the Immaculate Conception in the East. Yeah, real guys. Well, he wouldn't posit that he was misunderstood. I was adding, yeah, Father Capps. He opposes the glorious position of the Thomists on this for some weird reason. I mean, he's to own the Thomists. You're throwing all your doctors under the bus. Dude's getting married and is watching the Wagner stream. God bless his wife. Wagner, what are your 3 favorite theologians, not counting St. Thomas? St. Thomas Aquinas, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. Okay. My 3 favorite theologians, I'll choose one from each era. Blessed Dennis the Carthusian from the late medievals, John of St. Thomas from the Baroques, and Edouard Hugon from the Leonine Thomas. What is your opinion on blind people? Thumbs down, bro. How important is Blessed Scotus to the church? I mean, he's a doctor of one of the major orders of the church, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I mean, he's important, of course. Scotus is a doctor of the church. No, he is not. Scotus is not a doctor of the church. That's incorrect. Bro struggling. Okay, that's based. Real. Okay. I think that's about all. I don't think there's anything else to Jover for me. Yeah, you literally got. I'm gonna bully you later about this. By the way, I thought we've been over this already. What PDF will I get if I subscribe to your name? Let me see if I can remember my Hebrew. Mush, Mushrat. Is it Mushrat? Lechim. Mushrat Lechim? I don't know. I have a hard time reading without vowel points. Or is it Masrat? Masrat. Masrat. Lechim. I think so. I think that's it. Let me see. Let me see. I'm just I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna use the Google Lens thing, and I'm gonna find this out what it is. Oh, it's just Elohim. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I remember. Yeah, servant of God. Yeah. Yes, I remember now. I remember. I remember. Trust the plans, guy. I'm an idiot. You should have put vowel points in there, and then I would have been able to figure it out. You'll be able to figure it out. Okay. The blind people listening right now are hitting the dislike button hard. So true. Well, I'm not a Mossad agent. I'm not a Mossad agent. I'm not. I'm not a Mossad agent. Oh, on Patreon, I mean, there's just kind of there. I have a pinned post with just a lot of random PDFs that I have. There are 12 of them. There's 13 of them. Yeah. Let me see. You guys all should one of these days I should do like a 24-hour stream. That'd be fun. How can they hit the dislike button? They are blind. True. Remember, let me subscribe to it real quick. Yes, so true. I'm gonna announce your real name on stream. I'm gonna announce your real name on stream. Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I really hated Hebrew when I had to learn it. I freaking hated it. It's the worst. I eventually I want to get back into it, for theological reasons. But I hated Hebrew when I had to learn it. They use Braille. How are you going to use Braille to hit the dislike button? Who cares about them anyways? Let them dislike. They're only doing it because they're gay and cringe. Man, the fact that this guy is actually himself blind is the funniest part to this. It's like the the Dr. Phil. You guys remember the Dr. Phil clip where there's the one I think it's a woman. There's the one woman who talks about how much she hates black people and she's like in denial of the fact that she's black. You guys remember that, right? This is basically look, theological reasons. It is theological reasons. I'm not going to learn modern Hebrew. I'm not going to ever be able to read anything without vowel points. You see, this is proof that I'm not Mossad. Because if I was Mossad, I would have been able to read without vowel points. Because in Israel, they don't use vowel points. That's a goyim thing, using vowel points. So I promise I am a goy. I promise, guys. I am not a Mossad agent. Okay. Okay. Oh, I can't. Game over. Yeah, you could become a YouTube member. You get some like extra videos and stuff like that. Fun stuff like that. Oh yeah, all you out there, I forgot. I've started posting stuff actually for my YouTube member page. So all of you out there, you should become YouTube members. If you become a YouTube member, you get a little thing next to your name, and I'll probably be more disposed to answer your questions. Okay, so what's the purpose of learning Hebrew if the LXX exists? You can ask Saint Jerome. Ask Saint Jerome. I mean, even Saint Augustine supports the learning of the Hebrew language in De Doctrina Christiana. I mean, just because we have the Septuagint doesn't mean we shouldn't look at other textual traditions. I mean, you can also look at like all of the papal encyclicals on sacred scripture, like from Leo the 13th, Benedict the 15th. I think Pius X has one as well. The Masoretes invented the vowel points, by the way. I know, but it was meant to keep a tradition of pronunciation alive. I'm actually, weren't there vowel points before the Mazor the Masoretic text that like in use? I know that obviously it's not ancient, but I thought there were like other schools of like use of vowel points before the Masoretes. Okay, vowel points in Hebrew. Here we go. I'm about to tell you. I'm also about to tell you something crazy uh, about Protestant beliefs on the vowel points. By the way, so oh, it was created. It was created. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I could have swore that um, there were other uses of this. Okay, okay, okay. You know, I was wrong. I was wrong. See, obviously, I'm not a Mossad agent because if I was a Mossad agent, I would have known that already. But I didn't know that already, so ergo et cetera. Okay, anyways, so the what's funny is that actually the Protestants, certain traditional Reformed Protestants, actually argued that the vow points were inspired by God. Hilarious. So they didn't think that sacred tradition was inspired, but they actually thought some like random Jews and like they thought like some random like Jewish scribes like centuries after Christ were inspired in order to put all of the correct vowel points on the text. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'll have to let me pull up a page about the vowel points. Okay. Let me pull this up. Okay. So here we go. Let me share my screen. If you want, if anybody is like, if anyone's crazy about this, I here's a link. Reform Books Online has a link on this. I'll bring it up. It's crazy. On the history and possible inerrancy of the Hebrew vowel points. Okay, the pronunciation of the Tetragrammaton, which is a bad. We don't do that. By we, I mean Catholics, by the way. Again, not Mossad. Read the Vatican document on this. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. I remember learning the Genesis 1 Bereshit bara Elohim et et ha let me see. There you go. Hashemayim ve'et um Haratz. Yeah. See, I got it. I got it. So true. So true. So this is be reshit. So be, that would be in I think be reshit in the beginning, and then I can't remember what bara. Oh, create. It's create. Bara is create. Elohim. So this is God. So in the beginning, created God. I think this is like the I can't remember. Et. I can't remember what the et is there. Oh yeah, both and. I think this is both and right here. The et right there. So Hashemayim is definitely heavens. Yeah, this is definitely heavens. The im. Oh yeah, and the Elohim right here is the plural as well. So it's the plural of majesty, or you know, if you're based the Trinity. Hashemayim, and then the Haaretz. This is the ha right here is the, by the way. So that's their proper what the frick is it called? Why can't I think about it? What the name of the grammatical or the article right there, yeah. And then the arts right here is the earth, right here. So yeah, there you go. Okay. You know, there. Oh wait. Oh yeah. I was trying to test myself. I was trying to test myself. Okay, so there's the question of whether they are infallible or not. Here we go. So yeah, a 1500s Jill. Okay. Hmm. Oh wait, so they actually don't talk about the debate over the vowel points and the crisis in Orthodox hermeneutics. They actually aren't bringing up like our OG guy. Oh yeah, they do. So Lightfoot, John Owen, his affirmative argument. Here we go. I shall not oppose them who maintain that they, the vowel points, are covis of the same age with the Hebrew letters of the original giving of the scriptures. So I no wise doubt, but that as we now enjoy them, we shall yet manifest that they were completed by the men of the great synagogue, Ezra and his companions, guided therein by the infallible direction of the Spirit of God. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. Yeah, he thought that they were from the time of Ezra. Crazy. Oh, the Helvet. I forgot. It came in the confessional documents. Okay, here we go. So the Helvetic consensus. Here we go. So yeah, it actually got into confessional document. I forgot about this. But in particular, the Hebrew original of the Old Testament, which we have received and to this day do retain as handed down by the Hebrew church, who had been given the oracles of God, is not only in its consonants, but in its vowels, either the vowel points themselves, or at least the power of the points, not only in its matter, but in its words inspired by God. It's crazy as it was handed down to them. Yeah, so if you're wondering what a vowel point is, these little dots and like weird little squiggly shapes around the main words, those are how they express vowels in Hebrews, and the other is the consonants. Okay. Anyways, enough. The plural of majesty is fake again. So true, King. So true. Plural of majesty, get out of here. It's talking about the Trinity, obviously. New member. Thank you. Thank you, bro. The Chinese Wagner cell. Yes, stream sponsored by Israel. See, I told you guys I am not. I can't be. You know, guys, I can't be anti-Semitic. Goyim, I can't be anti-Semitic. I took 2 years of Hebrew. It's like, I promise I can't be. I can't be. Yeah, real. It was the energies. Guerrillas must admit they were so true. Don't mind the Chinese name. 1+1 equals 2. 1+1 equals 2. What's with the HK? What kind of in American in US dollars, how much is HK10? Let's find out. No, I get the most interesting 10 US dollars to 78 Hong Kong dollars. No, I want it the other way around. Gosh darn it. Game over. Yeah, let's be honest. The KJV inspiration is actually the more likely. Yeah, I actually people have been talking about this. I thought there's the whole thing with the book of Hebrews quoting supposedly quoting the Septuagint in the Masoretic text messing it up. I always thought that this was something pre-Masoretic because Saint Jerome in the Vulgate includes the other reading. So I thought it was pre-Masoretic. I thought it had to do with the dispute about how the vowel points are placed. That's what I assumed. So I'm willing to be corrected on this, but it seems impossible that that reading just comes from the Masoretic. Although I'd have to check out other translations of the Old Testament to see. You know, I'd have to check that out. So I am making no. I'm making no. I have not studied in detail the question of the Septuagint supremacy or whatever. I know there's a lot of Catholic biblical scholars who actually do write about this. So, you know, I am, I'm just being honest with you guys. That's what I assumed. Muslims use the plural of majesty argument too. Yeah, it doesn't make sense once you get into the let us make man in our image. And then you'll have like, oh, actually divine council theory, guys. That's the us and the our. Like, okay, real. Real, not fake at all. Thomas Chad. True. The first verse in the Bible confirms the Trinity, and that's so cool. So true. So true. Is there any Discord server? Yeah, I have 2 Discord servers. I can send the invite link in the chat to the one. I don't run this one, okay? So if you see a bunch of weird stuff, that's not coming from me. It's not coming from me, but that's the one in which kind of hang out. Where is Discord? Oh, I think I removed it from my computer. I think I can still get to it. Let me see. Boomer tech moment. Absolute boomer tech moment. Wagner, I'm watching a stream right now. Can you see my comments? Oh, I can't see your comments. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all. How do I invite people? There you go. Sorry, I'm doing 2 things at once. So it's making. Here we go. There's the invite link. I put it in the live chat. Ancient Jewish commentators mention the plural of majesty. Yeah, and they're wrong. I mean, they're wrong. Yeah, the plural of majesty is a thing, obviously. Like nobody's denying that. But are you really, Mr. Abdullah Sama? Abdullah Sama, are you really going to be following what the Jews say? Really? Do you want to do that, Abdullah Sama? Do you want to do that? Like, let's be honest with one another right now. Kind of give me some sussy vibes, Mr. Abdullah Sama. That's all I'm saying. Oh, what do you think about the Copenhagen thesis wreath Septuagint authorship? I don't know. Why is what the arguments that they used in the plural magic exists at the time of first writing of Genesis 1? I don't know. I would have to. I'm thinking the plural of majesty is used actually throughout Genesis, so probably. I don't know. Actually, we have to check the rest of the Pentateuch and just see, But yeah, if memory serves me correctly, definitely the plural of majesty was used back then. But it's not saying it's impossible. It's just really lame. Okay. Cardinal Zen supporting scholastic answers. So true. Cardinal Zen wants to join the Discord server. What is let's find out what this word is. Okay. Thank you, Google Lenses, for helping me out, finding out what all of these words are. Okay. Let's go to ChatGPT. Let's figure this out. See what this name is. Translate from Chinese to English. Okay. Oh, it's just a normal name. Okay. I saw a conspiratard make the argument it's aliens. No, it's actually the divine council, guys. It's the divine council of the quasi-angelic beings, which are gods. What does the Discord have? Your Mossad documents? Yes, actually. We have weekly Hebrew reading sessions. There's actually some serious Bible scholar in Italy who believes the Elohim literally refer to aliens. Crazy. Oy vey, Wagner. I don't appreciate your anti-Semitic comments. Was it me? I told you I can't be anti-Semitic. I can't be it. I can't be anti-Semitic. It's not about who says it. It's about how Semitic languages function. This is a genetic fallacy. Oh no, an informal fallacy, guys. Oh no. It's a joke, dude. It's a joke. And I handle a joke. I told you I know how Semitic languages function, dude. I already conceded to you. Yes, plural of majesty exists. But just because a plural is used there doesn't necessarily mean it's a plural of majesty. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not what that necessarily means. Understand? Okay, good. That's what I was saying. And I was saying that when you look further into Genesis, when it talks about let us make man in our own image, to my understanding, pronouns do not transfer with the plural of majesty like that in that way. That's to my understanding. So open to be corrected. Not a Hebrew scholar, obviously. Just took a few semesters. Saint Thomas haters just don't understand that he loved Mary more than them. Thus, the Immaculate Conception would be infused knowledge in. So true. Ooh, the Targums don't mention plurality of majesty for Genesis 1:26. Abdullah. So true. So true. Some verses can be, I literally said it could be, dude. Some could be inclusive of angels. There's no necessity entailment that it's triadic. Obviously, none of us are saying that it's a necessary entailment. None of us are saying that. We're just saying that it's included within the range of interpretations, and that's how our tradition interprets it. Okay, that's all we're saying. Moses wrote all of the Pentateuch and confirmed the Trinity everywhere, and anyone who says otherwise is gay. So true. Inspiring philosophy debunked the plural of majesty, citing Hebrew scholar. So did he? Okay, I have a question. So was it just for this verse, or was it like in a broader way? Because if memory serves me correctly, there are instances like of the plural of majesty used for um, kings throughout the Old Testament. So is he saying that it can't be in this case, or that the concept just didn't exist? I mean, my memory could be off. What's the scholastic view of aliens? They don't exist. Talmud reading with Lofton in the Discord server. Oh, what's that? What's that website that we used when I wish I could remember all of the resources that there was actually some pretty cool um websites that we would use when I was learning Hebrew for like Talmudic and studies and everything like that that were very searchable. Okay. So it must signify God would not include angels because he didn't share his glory with another. I mean, that seems like a pretty tight case if you're going to say the plural of majesty didn't exist back then and it couldn't include angels. I mean, what else could it be? Okay. Wagner, just read Ibn Ezra's commentary on Genesis. He focuses a lot on grammar. Okay. Okay. Let's let's look up Mr. Ibn Ezra. Okay. He was one of the most distinguished Jewish biblical commentators and philosophers of the Middle Ages. I don't know, bro. Doesn't seem like he's right, dude. Book of Exodus. Let me see. Hebrew grammar. Wait, have you read Ibn Ezra? That's the real question. I am a Christoslim. What the world? Yeah, Ibn Ezra's medieval. You realize that's like when did Moses die? Okay. Moses died in the about 1400 BC is when he was born. So this is like well over 2000 years after the original documentation was written. I don't know, bro. Ibn Ezra immediately invalidated. Ishmaelite just got targumed. Yeah, of course Ibn Ezra knew Hebrew, right? Yeah, of course he did. He wrote in Hebrew. I just assumed all Jews back then knew Hebrew. Wait, are aliens demons? I would assume so. It's like saying doesn't appeal to Aquinas's commentary because he's medieval. No, not at all, bro. Because uh, you know that Saint Peter and Paul visited Saint Thomas and helped him with his Bible commentaries, right? You know that, right? Anyways, it's is LLPSI the best Latin textbook? Yes, but you need all your other bonuses and stuff like that. I think I did another video on this. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, Mr. Abdullah. This isn't make any sense because it's not like we follow St. Thomas and his like grammatical conclusions. That's what you were quoting Ibn Ezra for. Yeah, like the stream, become a patron, become a YouTube member, subscribe, do all that stuff. Do all that stuff. Targum I mentioned memra equals logos. So true. Safari. I think that's what I was thinking of. Safaria. Yes. Yes. The Safaria digital library. That is what I was looking for. Thank you, Eunice. Hey, you're being a little sus, man. That you knew this. Kind of sus that you knew this. Yeah, this is the website I was thinking of. Yeah, let's find out. The Tanakh. Okay, start reading. Okay. Let's find. Oh wow, look at all the commentary that we can find. We can look at the Talmud, the Midrash. You can just look at a bunch of commentary. Ibn Ezra. You can look at all these older. Yeah, I'm not reading the older ones. Yeah, what does Ibn Ezra say? Okay. Yeah, a bunch of nonsense about this word and this word. This word and this word. Created God. Okay, Elohim. God is plural. We know this because we come across a singular form, Eloha. Elohim is employed stylistically. Every language has honorific terminology. In the non Hebrew tongues, when an inferior addresses a superior, he employs the plural. In Arabic, it is customary for a dignity such as a king to speak in the plural. So, wait. In Hebrew, too, it is considered time dignity to employ the plural when speaking of a superior. Yeah, I'm just going to say that he got this from Arabic. Yeah, that's what was revealed to me in a dream. Laughlin used to have Talmuds on set. Really? Or are you just messing around? Bro, you have a book on the ground. Please pick it up. I don't think I will. Don't think I will. Yeah, I can't wait till somebody starts watching this video and thinks that I'm going to be talking about St. Thomas the Immaculate Conception for 2 hours. It's actually just me looking through looking through the development of doctrine. Can we talk about question 60 in the supplement to the Summa Theologiae? No, we can't. Yeah, Mr. Bishop Udall, there was a meme that you had of Nicholas J. Fuentes. Oh crap, I probably shouldn't have said that on stream. There was a meme that you had of this man, and when you deleted your account, it disappeared. And I want that meme. You know the meme that I'm talking about. Could you please DM me that on Twitter? Thank you. Wagner, how do you reconcile your belief that the patriarchs are Trinitarian in development of doctrine? What do you mean? What would need to be reconciled there? I'm not getting it. Okay. Are Grenier's Latin manuals available? I don't think the Latin ones are. I need to keep up on the. Okay, let me continue. Such is the case with the words Adonim and Baalim. The scripture says, a cruel lord, Adonim, and the owner thereof, All should accept it. The term alav upon him, elav to him, and edav to him are similar. Interesting. But no other case of Elohim, though. Let me see. It is for this reason that scripture reads bara Elohim. Remember, bara's create, guys. Okay. We know from the study of logic that the speech is called safa, because it seems to come from the lips. Similarly, God is called Elohim because his actions are executed via angels who do his will and who are referred to as Elohim. Yeah, bro's coping right now. This is such cope. Dude, this isn't you told me that this was like a big old grammatical thing. And he's like, well, it happens in these two other cases, and Arabic has it too. Like, that's his whole argument. Like, come on, man. Come on now. This seems really weak, bro. Seems made up. What does Rashi say? Okay. Let me see. Oh man. Oh, there's so much yapping. So much yapping. I need to get a better one on here. Okay. All these older ones. I don't want like 20th century rabbis interpreting stuff. Like, come on, could you give me something older than this? Come on, I don't want 14th, 16th. I don't care about these. Couldn't you like order these by date of birth or something so I can get rid of all of these guys? Let's see where the Talmud talks about it. All Talmud. What in the world? Oh yeah, real. Can somebody translate this for me? Sorry guys, can you translate this for me? Okay, so CWH Pauli refutes the myth of the royal we, or the plural of majesty, in his book, The Great Mystery. Look, I just stated plural of majesty because that's what I was taught. Okay, guys, I was just mentioning that's an option. Okay, I'm not supporting this other guy. I personally think that it's talking about the Trinity. I don't know what meme you want. I think you do. That meme that you posted in the announcements, I think you know which meme I'm talking about, okay? Okay, Marashi. Dude, how do you know so much about this Unius initiative? You know about some weird stuff. Okay. Lie. Oh my. What the word white light, bright, shine, blush, ruddy. The King James Version Bible, every day you Jesus, who is God, his white supremacy, which is a hate crime. What the Sigma? I think it's the first one. Jesus is white. Jesus is the light of the world, and with him there is no darkness. He is God in the flesh. Jehovah, King Emmanuel, is with us. Okay, it's interesting. What a scream from the child. Did my kid scream? I didn't even hear it. Other Semitic languages can be used for biblical interpretation. Biblical scholars also use Assyrian and Ugaritic to uncover more about Hebrew. Arabic is the same. Look, I know. Okay, I know, but it's not like this is a definitive argument. I told you it's possible. Okay. Okay. That's what I said. Oh, bro, stop. I'm not talking about question 60 of the supplemental. I'm not talking about it. I will not be talking about Alphonsus Liguori either, okay? Bro is on some type of live speed run ban. I'm not gonna get banned. They're coping about it in Arabic too. I don't know, dude. Seems like it would be likely for Arabic to have a plural of I don't know. I'll ask Hassan. I'll actually ask. I know a few other Arabs. Abdullah Sama Wagner, I appreciate your open mind. I used to debate Jews 24/7 nonstop. And I then stopped after I realized it was bad for my soul. Dude, why? Why? What? Why? What era of the internet were you in where you were just out there like debating Jewish people 24/7 nonstop? Like what era of the internet was just full with a bunch of like Talmudic quoting, like like Ibn Ezra loving, Rashi reading Jews? Like, who are these guys and why? Where on the internet can I find them? Like, what is this, dude? Goodness. Rural plural of majesty only exists so that unity and multiplicity of the Trinity would be praised better in most languages. True. This guy's a real one for that. Is the divine council real? I mean, that's like a scriptural term. Trying to remember which psalm mentions it. So I mean, like, yeah, but it doesn't mean that there's these like third type of beings or something. It's weird. Okay. Tovia Singer sides of YouTube. Tovia Singer. Oh, so it's okay. I've never interacted with him, but I didn't know that Jews still quoted people like that. I just thought this was kind of like a historic interest. Tovia Singer. Did Jesus go to hell? Tovia Singer. Help us combat aggressive Jewish evangelism in Israel. The church has a monumental crucifixion problem. What? Oh my gosh. Tovia Singer. Okay, let me share my screen. The book the church would not publish. Which church, Tovia? Which one? Which one, Tovia? Are you planning on doing polemical videos against Islam? Probably not. You know, but Bizcat has like a 10-hour stream against Tovia Singer. Amazing. Amazing. Are you planning on doing polemical videos against Islam? No, not really. I mean, now that I have Muslim convert friends, a lot of the stuff requires a lot of background study that I wouldn't really be into engaging with. But like defensively, maybe like, like logical problem with the Trinity. Like, yeah, I'll respond to stuff like that, but not like direct polemics against them. I can't say some of this stuff on stream. I watched a Jewish video once where they said Marcion was a Catholic. Are you sure you want to interact with Tovia Singer? No, I don't think I wanna. I don't think I wanna. What the? Have you considered doing debate review / reaction streams? I don't know. I don't like falling into the debate review reaction stream type stuff. I mean, maybe it'd be like an opportunity to hang out and people might enjoy it. But a lot of it just feels like, garbage content. Not that I've been like producing much important material in the last 45 minutes that I've been on stream, Not saying not saying that. So maybe it's a little bit hypocritical, but I don't like the reaction type content stuff. Wagner, go to Speaker's Corner in London to debate 80 IQ Mohammedan chuds. That sounds fun, actually. The Jews believe in the essence energy distinction. You know what's interesting is actually the Zohar emanations thing. That's actually like picked up by the Gnostics and refuted by our early fathers. But yeah, essence energies distinction, real. Okay. Great video on papal submission. Thank you very much. A lot of Loftonites in the replies hating on it. Unfortunately, there's also a lot of weird appeals to conscience. Do these people not know that appealing to conscience over the objective binding force of the Magisterium is literally like a Protestant and a modernist thing, right? This is crazy. Last week you bros all mocked Jordan Peterson for his "I can't do it" remarks. Can you provide the link where any of those who are mocking Peterson did do it publicly? What? What is the question? Yeah, I don't like Jordan Peterson. He's really gay. Okay. Like, what do you want me to say, bro? Like, oh, you won't mock Jordan Peterson? Yeah, he's gay. Like, you want me to tweet it or something? Like, okay. Hmm. I like one of Tovia's recent videos is what Christians will do when the real Messiah comes. Yeah, it has a picture of Pope Francis. What the frick?
If you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio features you gotta know. So first on the list, section grid.
Okay, caller, you're live on the air. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, hi. First of all, Rabbi saying referral
All I'm gonna say is that woman sounds so Jewish. Like, you know,
Dad.
This is Shelby.
you.
by the way.
And
Welcome, Shelby.
pardon me?
I said, welcome, Shelby. Thank you. I forgot to
Okay,
introduce your name.
thank you.
You bet.
Yeah, Shelby from New York City.
from New York
Okay,
City.
my
Okay, I
question
mean that we already guessed this one.
is this with all the talk about Jesus' second coming. I'm wondering how when the real Mashiach comes,
Mashiach.
that they won't claim that that is Jesus in his second coming.
The question is, how do we know that the rest of the world will recognize they made a mistake? In the case you're describing, you're speaking about the world's largest religion. The religion has the most adherents. Christianity, about 1/3 of the world, the planet's population is a Christian in some way. So we know that all the Christians will recognize their error when the true Mashiach comes, because the Navi tells us that in the end of days, the world and Gentiles will come to you and will say, we've made a terrible mistake. They will all know the truth. It's very critical. All the nations will recognize their error, and they'll come to the Jews. See Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19 and 20. And the Gentiles will come to you, and they will say, surely we've inherited lies and vanity where there is no truth. How can one make unto himself gods when they are not? Zechariah 8:23. That's the last passage of the 8th chapter of Zechariah. 10 Gentiles of different nations and different peoples will be mechazik, will grab the Kanaf Yehudi, the hem of a Jew. It's interesting that they'll grab the hem of a Jew. Why are they grabbing the hem of a Jew? Because Jews don't know what to do with non-Jews. I'm being frank. Jews are, because of 2,000 years of horrible exile and relationship, Jews are like, what do we do with you?
Okay, this is boring, bro. This is so boring. I'm done. I tap out. He quoted all the verses proving that our Lord is the real Messiah, and he's like, this actually proves that all the Christians are gonna become Jews. Like, okay, real. Yeah, that's absolutely real. Tovia Singer. Jews think that when the Messiah comes, he will zap knowledge of God into our brains. Real. This Jew talks really quick. I mean, all of them. It's like a Jew thing, you know. Oh, it's too quiet. Oh, I know exactly why. Yeah, I turned the sound all the way down for some reason, but you know. Yeah, sorry about that. Too quiet, you know. Cope about it. Okay. Lofton's Converso. Yeah, everybody's asking. Everybody's like, "Thank you, papal submission video really helped." Yeah, I mean, I think and what was really annoying. Let me go into let me actually show you guys from the comments. A few of them I just removed because they were just stupid. But okay, let me pull up the video. Yeah. Yeah, you Goyim better be sharing this. Better be throwing in a super thanks, you know. Got shared everywhere. Share with the world. Everybody must know. Everybody must know. Yeah, you know, sounds so Jewish. It does, you know. It says I'm Jewish, I'm from New York, and I'm like, yeah, you sound like a Jew from New York, okay? That's just how you sound, you know. It's just how you sound. But yeah, it's really loud for me. LOL. Okay. The comments are very dreadful. Yes. But okay, so if someone for a reasonable motive holds the person of the Pope in suspicion, refuses presence, even his jurisdiction, he does not commit the delict of schism, provided that he is ready to accept the Pope, were he not held in suspicion. Yeah, of course. I mean, let's let's use like the example of I'm trying to think of historic examples of this, but yeah, I'll just make up an example. Next papal conclave, the white smoke comes out and says, it's John the 24th, and then half the cardinals come out a week later and say, hey, like, we didn't vote for John the 24th. Like, they held guns to our heads and said, hey, you can't do this. We're going to have John the 24th. And so they didn't actually vote for him. It wouldn't be schismatic to just, say, hey, get out of here. Or, hey, like, I'm refusing, I'm holding you in suspicion right now. Like, it wouldn't be schismatic to do that. Yeah, he's absolutely right. Okay. Daniel's prophecy actually proves Islam because they're the ones who defeated the Romans. Really? Really? You were the ones who defeated the Romans? Really? That's interesting. That's really interesting that you were the ones who defeated the Romans. Because my family, when they moved over to America, they were Romans. So that's really interesting. Really interesting. Seems like not a single Muslim has ever invaded and defeated and taken over the city of Rome itself. The Byzantines, they're not Romans. The Byzantines, fake Romans, okay? Holy Roman Empire, true Romans. Okay, so let me now go into the comment section where all of this terrible, terrible coal is. Okay, so let me see. Okay, yeah, just like a bunch of Orthodox, like mentally challenged people. Okay, let me just remove all their comments as I go along. Here, yeah. Comments like this. Lofton covers all the nuances of public dissent, nothing to be cleared up for a regular listener of reason and theology. Really, bro? Really? Lofton clears up all the nuances. Why is he calling people who are like, yeah, I have a problem with this document? And then it'll be like dissenter, schismatic. It's like you can theoretically all you want to say, oh, well, actually, Lofton, he made all of these nuanced distinctions, and like he actually doesn't believe this. But with the way that he acts towards people, and everybody knows these instances, everybody knows where he's calling like Steve Ray a Protestant and things like that. Everybody knows these. Everybody in the world who's been on Catholic internet circles for long enough knows that Lofton does this. So you can say all you want that he made this proper distinction, this live stream that like 1,000 people watched. But if this is how you're behaving in a tweet that like literally tens of thousands of people have viewed, people are going to get the wrong idea. And I mean, that was my whole critique. I stated it. I said, look, practically, you guys need to chill because you guys are contradicting how public dissent is defined by the magisterium. Yeah, imagine being a regular listener of reason and theology. So true. It's so real for that. Okay, love these videos. Yeah, and then this was just like so stupid. Oh, so I can publicly denounce teaching documents like Fiducia Supplicans, or are you going to split more hairs? And somehow you think it depends on how many people you publicly pronounce your denouncement, telling your viewers that it's okay to tell 5 people on social media. However, you don't say how many people you must broadcast your denouncement towards in order for it to be considered wrong. So how many people do you have to air your denouncement before it's considered wrong? It's like the stupidest question ever. It's like, okay, how many dollars worth of property do you have to steal before it turns into grave matter? I literally used 5 people as an example. If you state your disagreement to 5 people, then that's either private dissent or maybe it's actually proper expression. Which I didn't even go into what private dissent is, which maybe in a different video I'll go into private dissent, but you can have private dissent. This is like just like absolutely brain dead comments like this. Yeah, and then there's this guy. Yeah, this guy's like, I think that your position on dissent is wrong. There's nothing wrong in advancing the truth that you and your honest conscience believes in. Like, actually, there is. there is an issue with this. Because basically what he's saying is, oh, my conscience tells me to oppose publicly the moral teachings of the Roman Church. You know, a freaking first year seminary student who's gotten, you know, a 60-minute lecture on conscience would be able to tell you that this is stupid. This is not what primacy of conscience doesn't mean that you're able to, you know, my conscience actually tells me that, you know, what can I say that won't get me canceled right now? You guys know what things I'm thinking of. You guys know what things I'm thinking of. That doesn't mean you can go out and do that and be morally okay. Okay. This is especially clear because the fact that basically what you're saying is that your conscience doesn't bind you to faith that is informed by the teaching of the Roman Catholic Church. So you're basically saying, oh, my conscience is somehow contradicting the Catholic faith right here, which is just ridiculous. I mean, this is absolutely easiest type. And, you know, every single one of what's crazy about this is if this guy who's like, you know, I'm quoting all of these, talk about primacy of conscience. If this guy actually looked into the documents like Donum Veritatis or like the USCCB document or the document from Benevolentia, the document from Paul VI, I mean, when you read these documents, every single one of them bring up the issue of conscience. Say, yo, this is like a very juvenile type of objection. Like, this doesn't clear you to do this. Like, obviously, this should be obvious to people. Yeah, so bad. You're screwing over Eric Ibarra. We love Eric Ibarra. Both sides of the spectrum misunderstood your video. So sad. Many such cases. It's horseshoe, guys. It's horseshoe. All 5 regular listeners of Raised in Theology are Michael Lofton alts. Okay, let me keep going. Yeah, then I responded to this, and then he just like yapped so much. So I'm not even going to read this. Faith without truth is blind. Ecclesiastical views on conscience is a slave mentality. I knew it. This guy isn't a real Catholic. I knew it. He's like, if you're a real scholastic, read Vatican II documents on this. And I knew this guy was like a moderate. I knew it. You know, I was so true. They're like, actually, Thomas Aquinas would believe in this. Real. Why don't you read his tract on faith, bro? Real. I know it. I didn't even see these guys' responses. Actually, the virtue of prudence is unintelligent without the virtue of truth. Without the virtue of truth is blind. Oh my gosh. The ecclesiastical view on conscience, the personalist view on conscience. These boomers are the worst. These boomers are the freaking worst. Hidden. Yeah, get hidden, bro. Get hidden. All your yapping came to nothing. I knew it. Okay. Incredible. Thank you, bro. Let me see. Can't find any other like really. I probably removed all of the other ones. Yeah, like this one. Dude, it's also tiring, especially when you can prove Christianity is irrelevant for any non-Hebrew. Yeah, there's things like this. Sounds like you agreed with Lofton pretty much, but for alternative motives, you want to distance yourself from him. For the alternative motives, real. Accusing me of being dishonest. Wait, let me see. And this guy, bro, that's literally. Oh my gosh, how many bro, you're not writing on a typewriter, okay? Like, bro, that's literally my point at another thread. Thanks for confirming what I've also seen. This dude is a contradiction. Claims we should all be faithful, surrounds himself with sedes, schismatics, and dissenters who straight up lie about what the Pope has and hasn't said or done, makes false claims of the Pope creating confusion when it's the dissenters creating the confusion, and then goes to make the same points and observations that Lofton is making with almost null distinctions. It's baffling. Who are these sedes, schismatics, and dissenters that I'm surrounding myself with? Like, who do I normally have on? Astro and Hassan. Like, come on now. This is so stupid. Okay, and then they're figuring everything out. I'm pretty sure we know what's going on. Lofton riles up a ton, British moment, so opinion instantly ignored. Riles up a ton of Orthodox and Catholic schismatics, and some Ortho bros are adjacent to Wagner's young Catholics. Yeah, real. I am so this guy. I am so friendly to Ortho bros that literally probably like 8 out of my 10 last videos were attacking them. Like, real. I just want the Ortho bro audience, guys. Real. That's what I'm trying to do with these. And vibe with them in their online style with memes and jokes and general suspicion of anything establishment. The Ortho bros try to call Lofton cringe as a cope because his arguments make them seethe because they have no counters. Seeing this guy's probably like an older millennial. Seeing older millennials talking this way is terrible. Then Lofton hate gets in the air of these circles, and even guys like this get an irrational anti-Lofton allergy just through proximity. Because from what I can see, the dude pretty much agrees with Lofton across the board. He's almost trying to disagree. XD. See, I knew as an older millennial, nobody does XD anymore. Nobody does it. Okay. And then this is a Lofton thing that I'm doing right now, going through my comments on the live stream. Oh man. Wagner's afraid of Mormonism. I'm not looking. I promise I'll get off the comment stream after this thread. I thought it was kind of funny. Dissenters. Yeah, dissenter, real. So true. Defend. That gets a thumbs up and a heart for me. So true. Anyways, yeah, I don't really. That all of the entertainment value have been sucked out of that thread. Yeah, XD. Yeah, stop, guys. Dissenters. Please change the channel reel. Change the title of the video on there. Wait, what was the original one? I can't even remember off the top of my head anymore. The original one was destroying Pope splainers and dissenters. Dude, destroying Pope splainers and dissentards. Like, yeah, that'd be absolutely amazing. I am right there in the thread. Let's go. Absolutely pro Wagner Chad right there. Dissentards is keck. Okay, if the Holy Spirit proceeds from the will of the Father, why is he not contingent in a creature? Well, it's because we distinguish between natural will and free will. There's multiple uses of will. So, like, free will is what God chooses as a sort of object of his will. That's how usually, like, we would choose, like, I will this or I will that. But there's also natural will. And this is something that necessarily flows forth from the will as a faculty, and that's what we mean when we talk about the Holy Spirit. Creatures only come from free will. Look at the new title, dude. Come on, you're gonna get me in trouble. Let me check. Let me check what this guy did. Dissentards and Pope's nerds are the war. Or wait. Let me. I can't get through this without laughing. Okay. Yeah, look at this. Dissentards and Pope's Splain nerds are wrong. So true. Everybody go watch it. Money. Hey, bro, are you sending me that $10,000 in $5 increments? I love you, River Run. You're amazing. Roll for XD's Kismet. Oh man. Oh my god. Is this from Papist Hub? Is this seriously from Papist Hub? Oh my goodness. This is how I like to send large. It's good for like a money laundering business to go into YouTube and just send in $5 increments, the money that we've laundered. This is what we do. Dissentards and Pope's Splain nerds. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna now everybody needs to send the new one. Does the USCCB saying Mark probably didn't write Mark invalidate sacred tradition? Well, the USCCB, if you look at John Paul II and the Code of Canon Law, the USCCB only has magisterial authority insofar as either it's validated by the Vatican or your individual bishop confirms what is said, or the individual bishops of the USCCB, I mean, confirm what is said. So no, it's I would say that it's probably not a magisterial document on the first hand, and second, it would be outweighed by the Biblical Commission. I think the Biblical Commission wrote about this, if I remember correctly. Bishop Udall. It's not because YouTube takes such a big cut out of supers. Yeah, I mean, they take what, like 30% out? It's kind of crazy. Yeah, right into YouTube's pockets. Lefebvre Groyper. What about Lefebvre Groyper? What about him? What about him? Okay, dissenters, and Pope splay nerds. Okay, I think I probably have to go soon. I don't feel like going though. Yeah, got to go. You use initiative that has to go, so that means I have to go. What the Sigma? Pick up the book. No, I will not. I will not be picking up the book. I will never pick up the book. I will never do it. I do not like Lefebvre. Dude, I love Lefebvre. I'll be honest. I love Lefebvre with all of my heart. My beloved Lefebvre. I don't have my 30% oy vey. Yeah, exactly. I don't have. Why can't I think of it right now? My brain's like on full shutdown mode. Yeah, I don't have my image of Lefebvre anymore on my desk. Somebody needs to. I either need to go to an SSPX chapel and pick one up, or I need to order one online. Somebody might need to send it to me. You know, I need to get a PO box. Actually, that's a terrible idea. People would send dangerous materials into my PO box. I know it. I already know it. What book recommendations on Thomism for beginners? The Bible. What are the 5 properties in God that you talked about? Okay, let me bring up the section in the Sumo on this. Let me bring it up. Actually, I think I have it in my notes. Yeah, because there's properties of the persons, you know, blah, blah, blah. Astro can memorize all that stuff. I don't feel like it. Okay. Here we go. The 5 notions. So the first notion is inashability. The second notion is being begotten. The third notion is passive spiration. And then there's also active spiration. And then there's also paternity. There you go. So it's basically the relations plus 1, which is inashability. There's SCOTUS at a 6th, but it's cringe. Okay. Man, you guys are flooding out my. Just print a photo out. True. I don't have a printer, dude. What in the world is going on in my live chat? Respond to Mormons. No, I don't want to. What was the 6th for SCOTUS? Yeah, so SCOTUS basically thought that there was a additional property of the. Sorry, I'm tired. Additional property of the spirit. That's what he thought. He thought it's basically the fact that the spirit is unbegotten as well. It's really weird. Sorry, no, unbegotten. Some said unbegotten, but Scotus in particular. Let me see. He actually said that not being the principle, non-principle was his. Sorry, forgot. So yeah, those are the notions. Okay, let me. Oh wait, never mind. You asked about the properties, not the notions. Yeah, my brain's done. Okay. I'm cooked. Okay, yeah. So the relations, so 5 notions: anashability, paternity, filiation, common spiration, and active spiration, passive spiration. And then there's 4 relations because anashability is not a relation. And there's 4 properties. Common spiration is not a property since it belongs to 2 persons. And then there's 3 personal notions, which is paternity, filiation, procession. And these are what constitutes the persons. Okay, sorry. I don't know why I mixed up notions and properties there. Yeah, I'm brain dead. Looking forward to your review of Alex Nars. So these 200 years together. Unlike Jordan, you can do this. So nothing to stop you. Jordan Hill. Oh, Jordan Peterson. Oh yeah, I get it now. Probably not allowed on YouTube. But I don't know who this guy is. Yeah, but how are the Byzantines the Romans? Okay, they're not the Romans. Let's stop it with the biz larping. Byzantines are not the Romans. Okay, it's like when I can't make that application. That would be okay. This is like if somebody in like the 12th century were to say, "Oh, we're going to destroy the Indians," and it's like the Native Americans get destroyed by the white people. So it's like, oh, it was the white people who destroyed all the Native Americans because they're also called Indians or American Indians or whatever you want to call them. It's like, come on now, that's really weird. The only possible explanation for the 10 kings is that they're the Romans from Augustus to Titus. So true. Do you think the angel of the Lord is a pre-incarnate Christ? No. I know Catholics hate Byzantines, but saying Byzantines are Romans is not controversial. Yes, it is. Yes, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. The Holy Roman Empire is the true successor to the Roman Empire. Obviously. Okay. I should probably go, shouldn't I? Bizlarpers are not Romans. They were always called Greeks in the East. Anyways, I should go. Thank you guys for hanging around, I guess. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something from St. Thomas's works. I don't know why this went on so long. I was just going to do a quick 30-minute whatever and then leave. But apparently I just streamed all morning. So hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, God bless.